Greed seems to have no limit. As soon as we reach one goal, the satisfaction quickly fades, and we start aiming for the next, higher one. Modern life, regardless of social class, is often just a series of dreams followed by endless efforts to achieve them. On the surface, this sounds like a good thing. It pushes people to grow, to strive, to conquer greater heights. But beneath that drive lies a quiet loop that slowly erodes our inner peace, the cycle of constant wanting. Let's start with a simple example. The dream of owning a big screen TV. When you don't have one yet, it seems to pop up everywhere, in YouTube ads, on billboards, in electronic stores, even in casual conversations when friends show off their new ultra-sharp display. The more you see it, the more your mind starts to believe, if I had that TV, I'd be happier, more relaxed, life would feel more complete. Eventually, you save up and buy it. On the first day, you're amazed by the picture quality, proud of what you've achieved. But a week passes, then a month. That initial excitement fades and is replaced by familiarity. The TV, once a symbol of burning desire, has become just another object in your living room. And when a newer model comes out, yours suddenly feels outdated. A new desire starts to form, and the cycle begins again. The truth is, this phenomenon isn't limited to material things. It creeps into our psychology and personal relationships, areas we often think of as deeper and beyond consumerism. Take, for instance, a young romantic relationship. At the beginning, everything feels new and thrilling. Your heart skips a beat with every glance, every smile. The other person seems like everything you've ever been looking for. But over time, as the novelty wears off, people start focusing on the little things. Sometimes the very traits that once felt endearing now become sources of irritation. The boy who once loved her innocence now finds her immature. The girl who once admired his calm now complains he's too emotionally distant. Love, once about acceptance, starts turning into a checklist of things that need to change. And when expectations outgrow reality, disappointment becomes inevitable. Why is it like this? Because the root of desire doesn't lie in the object we crave, it lies within the person doing the craving. When we're not content with ourselves, we look outward, hoping to fill the emptiness with something external. But that emptiness is bottomless. Every time we attain something new, the human brain quickly adjusts its happiness threshold to a higher level, a concept known in psychology as the adaptation level phenomenon. In other words, people adapt very quickly to new circumstances, even better ones. That's why satisfaction is temporary, but desire is a never-ending cycle. In today's world, this is amplified by the influence of media, advertising, and social media. We don't just want a good life, we want a better life than everyone else. Someone who was once happy with their modest apartment might suddenly feel discontent after watching a YouTube video of a luxury mansion. A woman who once felt confident in her body might start to feel not good enough after seeing an influencer with a 23-inch waist. The media doesn't just sell products, it sells desire. It convinces us that whatever we have is never quite enough. Take the example of love. It's no coincidence that dating apps have become increasingly popular, even among people who are already in relationships. In a world where you can swipe left to find someone new in seconds, patience and acceptance in relationships are wearing thin. Instead of building and growing together, people start thinking, if this isn't perfect, I can just find someone else. This is a subtle form of greed, an unwillingness to accept reality and a constant demand for something better, even if that better doesn't exist. So how do we break out of this cycle? One of the oldest philosophical schools, Stoicism, offers a powerful reminder. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, who is poor. That line reveals a hard truth. Most of us aren't suffering because we truly lack something. We suffer because we always want more. According to Stoic thinkers, true freedom doesn't come from accumulating more, but from mastering our inner desires. When we can control the urges to always upgrade, to always compete, to always compare, we free ourselves from the grip of markets, media, and outside judgment. As Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic Roman emperor, once wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." So happiness isn't about what we have, it's about how we think about what we have. Satisfaction is not a finish line, it's a skill. And that skill is called gratitude. When you learn to appreciate the old TV that still works just fine, the car that's taken you through countless journeys, or the partner who stands by your side despite imperfections, you begin to understand what it means to feel truly full. The irony is, when you stop chasing what's new, you start to see the value in what's already there. That's freedom. Not the freedom to have everything, but the freedom from needing to. That doesn't mean giving up all ambition or growth, Goals and motivation are essential for human progress. But the difference lies in the mindset. Do we pursue goals out of awareness, or are we running from a sense of inadequacy? Do we grow because we enjoy learning and expanding, or because we need to prove something to others? For example, imagine two people taking the same professional development course. One does it out of fear of losing their job, fear of being seen as incompetent. The other signs up out of curiosity and a desire to help their team work better. Same course, completely different energy. One is driven by insecurity, the other by inner joy. That's the difference between growing to escape lack and growing out of inspiration. Or take the case of building a home. One person builds a large house to keep up with the neighbors, to signal success. Another builds with hope of creating a warm, connected space for their family. Same action, different intent, and emotionally, the outcomes are worlds apart. The second person feels peace when the house is done. The first might still feel anxious, because there's always someone out there with more. A successful entrepreneur once said, "I used to think that once my company hit $1 million in revenue, I'd be happy. But then I thought 5 million would be better. And once we hit 5, I started thinking about 10. Eventually, I realized, if I don't learn how to stop and actually live, I'll never truly live." That story clearly shows, greed doesn't live at the finish line. It lives in how we view the race. If we're not careful, life becomes a race with no finish line. Every time you're about to cross it, it gets moved a little farther. And when you finally look back, you realize how many precious moments you missed. The quiet dinners with family, the peaceful evenings you rushed through chasing your next big thing. And worse, you might reach the end of life and realize you never actually felt enough. Desire is part of human nature, but if left unchecked, it becomes an endless hunger that devours every drop of joy. The key isn't to kill desire completely, but to master it. Learn to appreciate what you have before you go chasing what you don't. Because sometimes, the very thing you're desperately looking for is something you already have, but haven't learned to truly see. So maybe the answer isn't out there in the next upgrade, the next achievement, the next person. Maybe the answer is already here, quiet, unglamorous, and easy to overlook. Maybe enough isn't a place we arrive at, but a choice we make. A decision to stop measuring our lives by what's missing and start honoring what's present. Because real wealth isn't in what we accumulate, it's in the ability to pause, to breathe, and to say, this is good, this is enough. The moment we stop trying to fill a bottomless void with more, and instead fill our lives with meaning, we shift from surviving to living. And the irony is, when we no longer chase after everything, we begin to appreciate anything. So slow down. Take inventory of what you already have. Look at the people in your life, the roof over your head, the body that still carries you, the ordinary moments that make up your extraordinary one-time only existence. Because sometimes, the greatest miracle isn't getting what you want. It's finally recognizing the worth of what you've always had. I hope you found this video helpful. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to hit the like button. It might seem like a small thing, but because of how the YouTube algorithm works, videos with more likes tend to get shown to more people. So your like really helps this video reach others who might need it too. And if you find my content valuable, consider subscribing. It really helps more people discover it. Thanks for watching, and I wish you and your family good health and peace. See you in the next video.